Alright, for the last part of this video, I want to take a look at the spreadsheet that JoshB will set up for you once you send him your 100 keywords that you're interested in building your site around. So you've probably seen this example spreadsheet if you're part of the Keyword Academy forums. Josh makes this spreadsheet available to potential customers so that they can kind of understand what they'd be getting. So let's take a deeper look into what the features of the spreadsheet are and how it will help you track your progress with the Supersite. You'll see that it opens up by default to this page, which I like to think of as the hub of the entire spreadsheet here. This is the main sheet that you reference every time you want to see the progress of your site in general. Now this is just the example sheet, so Josh has filled in a bunch of small animals related keywords here. So you can see as I scroll down that we have, well, in this particular sheet we have 141 entries, although most people, myself included, will only have 100, since that's the number that they recommend at the Keyword Academy to build a Supersite around. And you can think of each of these keywords as one page or one post on your site, because that's exactly what it is. If you've seen the core videos, you know that each page of a Supersite is essentially the same thing as an entire niche site. So what we really have going on here is 100 different niche sites all under one domain. So each page will have not only this main green keyword, but also a number of cousins that go along with it. We'll get into that a little bit later, but before we do that, I want to show you the rest of this hub page here. So you can see first we have the keyword, which will be hyperlinked to its own sheet. And then we have some useful data here that was spit out by Niche Refinery and that Josh will paste into the spreadsheet for you. So obviously you'll have your monthly potential for the keyword, the difficulty, cost per click, search volume, as well as the page ranks of the top 4 competitors that you'll be going up against to try to get to #1 rank for this keyword. Additionally, you'll have a helpful posted box here, and you can see they'll all default to 0 at the start of your Supersite, and as you post the article for each of these keywords, you'll just change each of these to a 1 to represent to yourself that you've posted the article. Additionally, you have some columns for post runner, ezine articles, hub pages, Squidoo lenses, Go articles, and any other backlinking sources that you can imagine. Each of these numbers simply represents how many of each of these sources you have backlinking to the page that contains this particular keyword. And then we have a total box here, which just totals up all of the backlinks that you have. And then % completed tells you how far towards 100% completion you have each of these keywords. So you can see that we have 7 backlinks and we're 58.33% complete for 10-gallon fish tank. So moving away from this large pulled out view of your Supersite, let's take a more detailed look at the information provided for each keyword. So I'll click on the hyperlink for 10-gallon fish tank, and that takes us to a detailed page here that gives us everything we'd want to know about this particular keyword on our Supersite. First, I'd like to direct your attention to the back to main link here. This is just a handy link that goes right back to that hub page that we were just taking a look at. So this basically enables you to easily navigate around your Supersite spreadsheet here. Second, you'll see that you have a URL posted up here, and this is just going to be the URL for the particular page or post that you're using to target your keyword and its cousins here. Now next we have probably the most important part of the individual keyword pages here, and that is the keyword itself and all of its cousins. So here you can see we have a number of cousins as well as the main keyword 10-gallon fish tank. And then you also have your cost per click, searches, etc. for each of those cousins. And again, we had that same information that we saw back on the hub page, but now we have it for all of the cousins as well as the main keyword. So the whole point here is that every time you go post an article or some sort of backlink, you'll want to record it here. Say for instance you set up a post runner article. And as we know, post runner articles allow us to have 2 backlinks to our site. So say in this particular article I linked to not only 10-gallon fish tank, but I also linked to 10-gallon fish tank filter. Well, I would just update the numbers accordingly. So I'll put a 1 by 10-gallon fish tank filter, hit enter, and then update this 2 to a 3, because each of these numbers represents the number of links that you have to each of these words. Then say I went and set up a Squidoo lens and I had one link coming from that to, say, 10-gallon glass fish tank down here. Again, I'll just update it with a 1. So as you can see, it's updating this percent complete over here as we continue to add backlinks to the main 10-gallon fish tank keyword as well as its cousins. Another helpful feature of the sheet is the running tally of the amount of links you get from each source. So I can see here that I have 2 links coming back from Squidoo lenses to various related keywords to 10-gallon fish tank, and I have 4 of them coming from PostRunner. So now if you bring your attention over here to the percent column for the keywords, now these percentages are not the same as this percentage down here. The one down here simply means we're 83.33% towards completing all the backlinking for this particular page on our Supersite. These percentages up here, on the other hand, are simply proportions. So what this means, for instance, is that for the keyword 10-gallon fish tanks, 40% of the links that I've built so far back to this particular page on my Supersite are using the anchor text 10-gallon fish tanks. See, all these percentages are tallied up and they'll always equal out to 100%. So say I added a Squidoo lens link for 10-gallon fish tank stands. You can see that now that one link accounts for 9.09% of the total backlinks. So just remember, these are proportions of 100%. This over here is total percent completion for this particular page on our Supersite.